got any other video games at all?
She just had. You have more video games, honey?
I have that set over there that I paid too much for. I paid $250, and I'm looking to get $250. I threw in a lot more games since then. I have more games.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. I could be 100. You know, he's looking for 25. Think about it. The paper, I did this one, yeah, sure. Anywhere here. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm trying to see.
You selling any of the games individually out of there?
No, I'm not, thank you.
Fuck you.
So, was there anything else?
Oh, you got video games too?
Video games. We got a whole box of Wii stuff. Video games are here somewhere. What are you looking for?
What do you got? Old PlayStation games? Oh, yeah. Any other video games? Any older stuff?
What's that?
Any old Nintendo or anything like that?
You can look through here. Nintendo, Wii, old games. I got, my husband's got drawers full and he won't let me get rid of them.
He's got what?
Drawers full of all
really?
little things. I should, you know what? I should bring them down.
Yeah.
You should bring him down. He's away at college. He won't remember.
Oh, perfect.
There you go. Throw him right out underneath him before he comes home.
Hi. How much are you asking for the games? You mind if I put these with these over there? Or this is a separate table?
This is separate, yeah.
Alright.
Ask the girl.
How much for the games?
Oh, you just said you were deciding. I didn't get there yet. 6 each?
6 each?
I have no idea what the stuff in his drawer is, like...
you can't touch his stuff.
Like 08 and 07?
And he said he cannot touch
Not
anything
even
that he
these?
had.
Not even these?
He said not to touch anything that
These?
he
What's
had.
he gonna do with them? Whatever. Sorry. Whatever.
It's okay.
Talk to her. You need to talk to her.
I asked him last night. He said not to touch anything that was...
I know. I take care of that for him. He's going to take care of it, but he doesn't.
How much for the games? $1 a piece?
The Wii stuff I wanted to try to keep all together.
Oh.
I can sell everything as a group with the equipment and everything.
Right.
Let the games go.
Would you part with the 2 games?
Yeah, that's fine. Just double check to make sure that they're in there.
Oh.
I think I did before.
Okay.
But I just want to make sure again.
Yeah, it's in there. Okay. Yeah, so for these?
5.
Okay. Oh, How much are the games?
Take the whole bag, $10.
The whole bag, $10?
Yeah.
I just made like a half-hour video while I was sitting there rambling, and it just made me fucking sick to my stomach. So here we go, Bithead 1000. You're tuned into the greatest video game program in the history of human civilization. And let's get right into it. Very first garage sale that we went to, I don't even know what you call it. You know how sometimes you have a person that's running the main garage sale, and then there'll be a straggler with a table. Well, there was this woman with a table and what seemed like a daughter. Stack like 5 PS1 games, horrendous titles. Jet Moto. I don't know what it is about everywhere you go and you see PS1 games, and there's always a Jet Moto in there. How many fucking copies of this game did they make? Every time I see Jet Moto, it just makes me sick to my stomach. You see it in every thrift store. You see it in every fucking wherever you go. Anyhow, girl wanted like $6 a game. I don't know. There was nothing there that was even worth $1 a game. So I didn't even try. So I asked if they had any more video games. The woman said, "Yeah, I have a whole box over there." So I went over there, and she had a whole bunch of she had a bunch of Wii games and some GameCube games and a couple PS1 games. So I was picking through there and whatnot. I said, "Yeah, you have any other video games and whatnot?" And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "My son." She goes, "My son has some. He's not here." He goes, "I'll go get him." And I've learned to fall in love with a mother's contempt for video games. Mothers just hate video games. They hate when their sons play video games when they're supposed to be doing something else, or doing chores, or outside playing, or whatever. So you gotta love a mother who just will bring out her son's video games and just push him out the door for pennies on the dollar. So and then the other woman told me, her son's in college or something like that. It's like music. It's music to my ears. So she comes out and she's fumbling around. She's got like a PSP, a Game Boy Color or something like that, and some other. It might have been a regular Game Boy. So I'm thinking to myself, "Oh my God, where there's smoke, there's fire." I said, "I'll start picking her brain, ask her where the games are." Next thing you know, she's bringing out more and more and more and more. Unfortunately, I guess the kid's sister came out. She's like, "Brian doesn't want you to sell his games. Those are off limits, off limits." So I'm like, it just deflates you like a balloon. So anyway, I went into this bin and pulled out a couple games. How much are the games? $1 a piece. I said, all right, fantastic. So I just pulled out really what we'd be interested in. So, SimCity 2000, pretty cool. PS1 game. Never played it never played this particular game. Listen, my experience with sim games, I know about them and whatnot, but my experience with sim games started and ended with the Super Nintendo. And I know, it's just, I love SimCity on the Super Nintendo. I think it's a fantastic game. It was a groundbreaking console type of game. I know it was, big on PC long before it came to the Super Nintendo. But when it came to the Super Nintendo, it introduced it to guys like me who didn't have a computer. And this was, this city simulator. And what really stood out to me about the Super Nintendo version of this game was the music. Very, very relaxing music. Same with Pilot Wings. I just saw somebody review of Pilot Wings, and they had mentioned something about that. That the music in Pilot Wings was very relaxed and whatnot. And that kind of was because of the Super Nintendo's ability to, reproduce horn and trumpet sounds and whatnot. They could have kind of like jazz type music, where before Super Nintendo, all video game music was very like frenetic paced and kind of crazy. This was a real big change, and SimCity was a very relaxing game to play. Had a battery backup. You could choose from a whole bunch of random landscapes to build your city in. It was a really fun game. And interesting thing about SimCity on the Super Nintendo is that sucker held its price, man. It was like one of those AAA titles for the time that the price never went down on. A lot of those Super Nintendo launch games, years later you would still wind up paying $40, $50 for them, which I always thought was interesting. It was just real high quality games. Anyway, had some Wii games there, so we got Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Beijing, interesting. Beijing Olympics 2008. I heard they had to build walls. around the Olympic stadiums and whatnot, so when the cameras would pan around, you wouldn't see the tremendous amount of smog in China. Because China, as we all know, they burn fossil fuels over there. They burn coal like a motherfucker. And apparently the smog is so thick over there, you can almost like take it out of the air like cotton candy and eat it. Anyhow, Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Again, Smash Brothers is one of those franchises that I'm not very familiar with, and it's a damn shame because I understand why people like them so much, and it might have been one of those. I don't know, it might have been like a rope that would have pulled me into modern consoles, like the Wii U and whatnot. I know how crazy people go for the Smash Brothers games. I never really got my feet wet in them, so I never really experienced them. But I can understand their popularity. All right, and a couple GameCube games here. I don't know, when I see GameCube games, I can't walk away from them. That's been like a trend with me for a while now. Super Mario Strikers, which is like a Super Mario type of soccer game. That looks interesting. And NFL Street 2. I even pick up sports games for the GameCube, so whoop-de-doo. So there you go. She was getting rid of them for $1 a game, so for $5 for that little stack of games. I didn't think that was that bad. All right, moving on to the next garage sale. This garage sale was such a mess. I got them out here. I should put them back in the bag. So, woman had this huge bag of games, Xbox One and PS2 games. I started picking through the bag and whatnot. The majority of it's sports games. The vast majority of it is sports games. So, right away she comes up to me, $10 for the whole bag. I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, for what 1 or 2 titles I might want in there, it's not worth it. So I walk away and I see like this DJ mixer. They had this Newmark DJ mixer, and right off the bat I'm like, oh wow, you know. Listen, back in the day, me and my friend Charlie, we used to DJ parties, and we have 2 turntables and a mixer and whatnot each, and we'd hook them all together. It was like this big process. You know, to give you an idea of how long ago this was, we were playing EPMD and Boogie Down Productions. We're here on the East Coast, and back then, you didn't play any West Coast rap. All right, in the early '90s, you listened to the hip hop music that was in your region. All right, it was like you didn't listen. We didn't listen to NWA over here. Some guys did, but for some reason where we were from, it was like we listened to East Coast hip hop. You know, growing up, and you know, like Eric B and Rakim, stuff like that. That's what we would play. Like we would DJ. So like I know I look like the DJ type with red hair and everything. DJ Gingerbread. That's what they no. So anyway, I see this mixer and I'm like, oh man, it doesn't dawn on me that here we are 25 years later, or 20 years, I don't even know how long. And this is like something that you don't need anymore. People use computers for this now. But I was just so shocked by it, because back then to have a mixer like that would have been like, wow, you're in! You know, it's like, where's the party? So I saw the mixer, and I asked her, how much for the mixer? She goes, $5. So I'm like, oh, $5. So I'm like, all right, this will be great. I'll bring this home to my wife, and then she'll smash it over my head. So I was like, all right. I pull my wallet out. She goes, and take the video games too. So I was like, yeah, all right, yeah. Mix a stack of video games. So basically, here we go. I should have brought the mixer's still in the truck. I should have brought it in just to show you. I mean, who wants to see that, right? So here we go. There's it. I'm not going to bore you to death, because, I mean, it's all sports games. Let me just pick out. All right. So here's a stack of games. I don't know, there's gonna be like 20 games here, but I guess Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. I guess it's all right. Grand Theft Auto 3. And then the rest of it's all basically all Madden, wrestling games, and all that like that. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. What are you gonna do with all those sports games? So that's it, guys. I mean, listen, it's rough out there. I'm not gonna. It's a real dig. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it. But for some reason, I felt like a spark or an ember this week. I felt like there was possibility, even with that dumb bitch selling those Super Nintendo games for $200 and the Super Nintendo for $250. She bought it for $250. I don't know what she expected to get for it. And I was thinking, you know, I saw Chuck Rock in there. Oh, it might have been Joe and Mac in there for the Super Nintendo. And I think I saw somebody do a halfway decent review of that game. So I was. That's why I asked her if she was separating out the games. But apparently she wasn't. So listen, that's not feel good garage sailing. Here we go. So. Alright, newsflash, I'm not going to lie to you guys, BitHead 1000 is now a reseller. So here's the plan. We try to fill up the cabinet as much as we can this season, and then we sell it off. We sell it all off to buy PC Engine games, alright? So just so you know where I'm coming from. That's the plan. And then we increase what we're really excited about, and that is, you know, our PC Engine TurboGrafx collection, you know. So, that's it, guys. I'll see you next time.